Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill. And today we are going to have some fun watching Matiolo. We'll say is he living for his name, playing with Strv in the perfect case scenario. Literally perfection, right? There is a Prokhorovka field. The tank, by the way, is still stock. You can see he doesn't have the number next to his name, right? And let's see how he will manage to craft a great game. You know that, I know that it is going to be a great name. All of us understands this. Now, the superpower of the Strv is a pillbox mode. Pretty much you cannot move whatsoever. Well, 1 kilometer in front, 1 kilometer backwards, but you are becoming significantly more accurate, right? But let's get real. This mode is not really used that much, and it shouldn't be used that much, right? The standard mode is good and more than good in order to get maximum use, right? Let's get real. Strv is overall extremely accurate tank, and it is capable of slapping enemies pretty much every single time whenever enemies are going to make a mistake, and it is very, very accurate. If you are aware of the tier 10 Strv, this is the same thing but in the tier 11, right? And I would even be as brave as to say that I would say that tier 11 is worse than tier to tier, comparing to the tier 10. You know what I mean? In other words, I would rather play a Strv tier 10 in the tier 10 matchmaking. Although, on the other hand, where the tier 11s goes, you are very, very often top tier. And oh man, I can see exactly how the things can go over there. Do you see that humongous amount of the enemy heavies in the other side? Pay attention at it. Also, one thing worth to note, that Matiolo doesn't struggle with the credits whatsoever. Oh man, this guy is drooling now. Look at this. Enemy heavy tanks making a hardcore pressure through the open field. Like, all the heavy tanks are making pressure through the open field, fellas. Matiolo, at this point, I can tell you how he looks. He looks like this. I can promise you that. This is the best. I can promise you that this is the best case scenario. It can't get any better than that. Enemy heavy tanks are just simply making pressure through the open field, and you, with one of the best sniper schnitzels out there, you are just simply farming them. You are saying, come to daddy. This is what you are saying, fellas. And look at this beauty. Now he's going to use this double push over there, and he just doesn't really care. He is having the best time in his life. Oh man, what a luck that is. And now, fellas, we can enjoy the brutal farming. This is when enemy team is just simply saying, you know what? Just please slap us. This is how we like it. And I need to highlight one thing, that this gentleman is aware of that seeing tank silhouette is more than enough than to see the tank itself. Because through this type of situation, whenever he is double bushing like this, or whenever he has a bush in front of himself, enemies simply cannot outspot him. And now the situation is a bit worse, but would you look at that? He's relocating properly, so he's not going to get spotted. EBR is quite a dangerous tank, not gonna lie. EBR can definitely mix the cards quite a bit, but in the same time, EBR is a bit paranoid, and EBR is not making pressure. That's the best thing of all of this. Meanwhile, the object clearly cannot see him. He was aiming towards the speed, which I believe was spotted, and other than that, man, all the light tanks are screaming, all the heavy tanks are screaming. 6,800 damage dealt, and just simply slapping the living crap out of the pushing enemy forces. Now, I need to highlight one thing. Fellas, this game is won in a bloody 1,000, you know? Whenever you are just simply with a lucky tank, you are playing with a good tank in the good position, and enemies are doing absolutely everything to make your life easy, okay? This is the biggest highlight of all of this. Because I can promise you that, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, that that type of gameplay or that type of games doesn't happen often, right? Whenever you are just lucky to this level and whatnot. It's just madness. Meanwhile, even though he did a heavy lifting in this type of situation, his platoon mate took one for the team. Very, very unfortunate thing. And his team is actually losing by 4 guns. Although, if we would pay attention into the hit points, his team is still winning by 1000 HP. But, you know, once again, it is not so simple and it is not so easy thing to do. I think it is very important thing to highlight. Meanwhile, has to be one who doesn't know the camo mechanics that well. He just got slaughtered by the enemy art and overall by the sniper schnitzels. Meanwhile, EBR is going through the middle of the field and AMX is going through the middle of the field. He's aiming clearly for the AMX, and I think the whole point of all of this is just to eliminate the light tanks from the game, because if you are going to poke the enemy team eyes, the situation is going to be significantly better. Meanwhile, IS-7 is making pressure through the open field. Oh my bananas, how are you doing? This IS-7 is quite lucky, not gonna lie. And now probably we will have a couple of the blind shots following. Actually, one shot was more than enough. He's trying to eliminate the EBR from the game purely just not to get spotted himself. And now at this point in time, he needs to be careful because Patton is coming. I can see that. And the best part of all of this is that Mati Yolo can see this as well. Very, very nice. Meanwhile, he's considering how to eliminate this IS-7 and he cannot. Death Star is going through the middle of the field. Death Star, full hit points. Patton is making a hardcore pressure as well. Patton is down to 2 shotables, so that is a good thing. 3 seconds more to go and Patton is going to be dead. Patton is dead. Excellent. Meanwhile, he is thinking about relocating from this position, which definitely makes sense. The IS-7 still can slap him in the side, and he got slapped. Arta is missing him for 100 damage, and now he is kind of down to fartable for many tanks out there. But I think at this point in time, the Mati Yolo just doesn't care. He is thinking about this IS-7. Meanwhile, Death Star is spotted. Mati, pay attention to the minimap. Yopterarai. And Death Star is spotted. He is double bushing. That's it. This poor Death Star, he is in a very, very tricky situation and tricky position. Meanwhile, Mati Yolo just hit 10,000 damage, and this is brutal, fellas. This is brutal. The Death Star doesn't know what to do at this point in time, and Mati is smiling and thinking, yes, my damage, thank you very much. Beautiful. 11.4 thousand damage, and the madness that happened into this game was absolutely insanity. I need to highlight one thing, fellas, that many of the enemies definitely were the tourists, and just to highlight how to appreciate the tourists, fellas. Instead of flaming people playing the game, say come to us and show some hot love. By saying hot love, I mean heat on and grill the enemies with a big smile on your face. Honestly. This is the right way to do the things and appreciate your local tourists. Without local tourists, we would not see Mati being as successful as he is, and overall us being as successful as we are. And I'm not talking about myself, I am talking about you fellas. Whenever you are having a very, very good game, right, think how many poor tourists' lives have you taken, and how many of kebabs have you sold to the tourists, right? Absolutely insanity and crazy. Meanwhile, Hirschkaffer is getting spotted together with 430U next to the red line. The siege mode is on, and can he punish the Hirschkaffer? Hirschkaffer, there is a good enough angle, I think, to punish him. I'm pretty sure it is a good enough angle. He will go for a blind shot for sure. I can see how he is aiming and how he is not losing the focus at this point in time, and all he is waiting at this point in time is, I would say, for object 432U to go in front and to spot for him. I think this is what he is waiting for, or alternatively IS-7. There is no need to make a hardcore pressure in this type of situation. It's completely unnecessary. Meanwhile, We can see into the minimap that Arta is playing the Tank Destroyer simulator because Arta is sitting in the Tank Destroyer bushes, but once again, I understand why he would be doing that because closer you are, faster the shells are flying, so you can simply punish enemies better. Only 6 standard ammo left, but to be completely honest with you, I don't really think it matters whatsoever because I have a feeling that to get the right angle for the enemies is going to be very complicated. Meanwhile, random Arta is getting spotted, and I think enemy 430U is dead. What a luck and what a game and what a performance. Undoubtedly, Matiolo played very, very well over there, and his decisions were correct. He knew the mechanics of the game. He used double bush, and he was pretty successful with this. But what I want to highlight the stupidity of the enemy team to go through the middle of the field with the heavy tanks. And sometimes it definitely can work, but this time it definitely did not pay off. Where the score goes solid ace, obviously high caliber, Confederate medal. Pay attention how much damage his team made. Pretty much nothing compared to his big boy 13,000. Absolutely insanity. Very, 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 very good play. I wonder who was spotting a lot. 430U was spotting quite a bit, and the EBR was spotting quite a bit. And actually, Reshem spotted quite a bit as well. The thing is, in order to be so successful with the Strv, I think we cannot forget one very important thing, that you need to have eyes. Without eyes, especially with the build this gentleman used, he pretty much could not spot for himself. Just how it is. Now, where the score goes, right, he lost a lot of credits because he was spamming full gold, but that's what you expect whenever you have this type of loadout. Other than that, fellas, this was pretty entertaining for me. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did, and we are continuing our journey to get every and each tier 11 with a maximum damage game score, and you can see how much of the stars needs to be aligned in order to have the crazy, I repeat, crazy 13,000 damage with the Strv, right? Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I very much appreciate you, and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.